Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Saturday, June the 24th, 2023, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, where the whips are real and the plans are fake. This is Flosstube number 45. I posted a whip parade in 3 parts last couple weeks ago. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Someone said it was too long, but oh well. It was like 6 hours of me talking about all my stuff. So I hope you all liked it. Anyway, I have some stuff to show you. And yeah, kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitch. I do all different types and styles of projects, from big to small. And I have a goal set for all of my whips. I lost count of how many whips I actually have because I do have a couple finishes. I've not started anything new, but I started the year with 139. Let me think. 139. I've had, I don't know how many finishes I've had. It's still over 130 whips. I know that much. I don't remember how many finishes I've had though. I know I got 3 in like 2 weeks, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of whips. There's a goal for every single whip. If I hit every goal by the end of the year, I said that I would start a new project for every day next year. But that's not going to happen. So I'm just planning on, because some of them are just huge goals that I know I'm not going to meet. Anyway, I'm just planning on having a bunch of new starts to pick from next year. That's what I'm going to do. I just don't know how many yet. Anyway, if you are returning to my channel, my new subscribers and my old subscribers, I would like to welcome you back. Thank you so much for watching and joining in on the fun. It's a lot of fun. I like this a lot. And if you are not already subscribed and you like what you have to see, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. I generally will post every other Saturday. The next Flosstube will be delayed because I will be coming back from Georgia because next week I go on vacation. Oh, I'm so excited. I need it. I'm so tired of work. I need a break. So yeah, next Flosstube will be delayed by a couple days because I will be coming back from Georgia that weekend. So I will try to get a video up depending on when we return and when I can drop my kids off. I will get a video up either that Sunday or that Monday because I took that Monday off of work. So I'll be off so I can film if I need to on Monday. So it will be a little late, the next one, but don't fret. I will hopefully have a lot of stuff to show you that one. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get going with this. So my board. So if you don't watch me already, then I have a whiteboard that I have a whiteboard that I write the projects down that I am working on for the next 2 weeks with the stitches I need to complete that goal. I have a big trifold board that we mark off the goals that I have done once I show you what I've worked on. And then we have a basket that we will pick the next set of goals from. So yeah, it's entertaining. Okay, so here's my board. I only completed 3 goals this time. Wah, wah, wah. Worked on 13 projects trying to get my ring light out of the board. There we go. I only completed 3 goals this time, as you can see. But I did work on 13 projects, and I did have some that had some really high stitch counts, like some really big projects. So I'm kind of not surprised. I guess that's what I get for completing 10 goals in the previous video. So I think that happened last time too. Last time I had a bunch of goals done, the next video I'm like, only got like 2 or 3 done. So, all right, lots of stuff to show. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can show them in the order. No, I'll do it like this. I'll just grab from what I have here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is my temperature style that I'm doing this year. This is from Teeny Weeny Egg Stitch on Etsy, and it's the Magic Potions temperature style. So it's shelves of potion bottles, and starts with January and then goes down to December. And each bottle, I'm not going to go into it a whole lot because I talk about it in more detail in a few other videos, but each bottle represents one day. Each bottle represents one day of the month, and each temperature range has 4 colors in it. So, and this is Pattern Keeper compatible. And so in Pattern Keeper, it's on a grayscale. I'm trying to find it. Pattern Keeper, the bottles are a grayscale. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then based on the temperature of that day will determine what colors you end up using. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. So that's the grayscale mock-up of the bottles, and then there are set colors in it, like for the shelves and for the pumpkin there on October and stuff like that. So certain things are set colors, but for the most part, the bottles are grayscale. And then you just fill in with the temperature of the day. So my range, because I live in central, like kind of west central Florida, I did 100 and above as my highest temperature, and then 40 and below as my lowest temperature. And I explained in previous videos when I was talking about this, our temperatures, like overall, sometimes are pretty steady, which is why I never did a temperature sal before, because it would be all of the mid-range temperatures if I did the average or even the high. So what I did was I'm writing down all of the temperatures, the highs and the lows, and then doing the average. But if the high is above, like if it's the colder months, like January, February, March kind of thing, or actually, well, no, any of the months. If it's like above, if the high is above 90, I'm going to do either the 90 range or the 100 range. And if the low is below 40, like if it's in the 30s or below for the low for the day, I'm going to do the low range. Otherwise, I'll do the average, because like for January 1st, as you can see, we had a high of 79 and a low of 36. So as you can, and in the morning and evening, it got down to that 36. But for the most part, it was in the average, which was in the 50s. But the middle of the afternoon, it did get up into the 70s. So that's why it's hard for me to, because I mean, we literally can go through like 4 seasons of temperatures in one day. Like you wake up and it's spring, and then it becomes the summer in the afternoon, and then after dinner it becomes the fall, and when it gets dark out, it's winter. So anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I am stitching this on a Bestitch Me fabric, a 32 count opalescent linen. The color is It's a Mystery, like that's the name of the color. And this is where I'm at so far. Considering that my goal for this is to have this completed by the end of the year, this is pretty pathetic. But this is January and February. I'm kind of trying to work my way across both months. I did 500 more stitches on this. So I came down and, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The temperatures for February 1st through 8th are done. I have to put the little corks on a couple of them. And then January has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Has through the 13th completed with the temperature, and then the 14th and 15th are started because I'm using the same colors in both of those days. So that's where I'm at on that. I have done a total of 1,900, I almost said 19,000, 1,900 stitches out of 27,776. I am at 6.84% complete. So that is that one. I'm debating on, I'm going to North Georgia. If you have not heard me talk about my vacation. I go on vacation we were gonna leave Thursday night and stay overnight to be like halfway. But then I was looking at hotel prices, me and my mom were, and it's like $200 per room to stay overnight somewhere. I need 2 rooms because me and my boys cannot fit into 1 room, so I need 2 rooms. That's $400 just to sleep somewhere, just to cut our driving time short, because we're going to drive so we can take more stuff with us. I don't want to do that, so we're just going to wake up early on Friday like we normally do and just drive straight up. So where was I going with that? Oh, so we're going to North Georgia. And I'm debating on if I'm going to do the temperatures in North Georgia for those days that we're gone, or if I'm going to do Florida, because pretty sure it's going to be hot up there too. So funny story, usually when we go to Georgia and North Carolina and stuff for our annual family vacations, it's always at Thanksgiving. So it's a lot colder up there than it is in Florida, right? So my older son was like, man, I can't wait until we go to Georgia because I want to get away from this heat. I'm like, dude, it's summertime. It's July. It's going to be just as hot up there, if not hotter than it is down here. He's like, what? I was like, yes, it's summer and we're still going to be in the South. He's like, oh man. Oh man, I don't know if he thought that it was going to be cold all the time up there. I have no clue. Anyway, all right. So the next thing I'm going to show you is Coffee Break. This is a kit from so this is one of my year-long goals, just real quick. So I usually pick goals, but I have 7 projects that I have a year-long goal for. So I keep those out all year long. So this is the temperature cell is one of them. My goal for that is to have it done by the end of the year. We'll see. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is another year-long goal, and this one is Coffee Break, and this is a kit from DesignWorks. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to, hang on, is it 18,000 stitches? Coffee Break. Yeah, my goal for this is to have 18,000 stitches done. So I still had 14,900 to go as of my last video. I did 700 more, and I am just using whatever came in the kit. So this is 14 count white 8/0 with the floss that came in the kit. I started in the middle, and this block right here is completely done. So projects like this, I do completely block by block. So this block is completely done, and I started, I moved over here to the cappuccino, and I did 700 more stitches on it. So I got the saucer done. I filled in, I believe all the cross stitching is done for the cappuccino, and I started the back stitching. I started the word cappuccino, and I brought this border over and down some. Sorry, there's a bit of a shadow because my light is not up high enough and I'm not getting up to fix it. So there's a little bit of shadow down here. So anyway, that's where I'm at on that one. So I have to finish the border and then backstitch the inside of the border, and I'll probably go ahead and backstitch the outside here of the border and finish backstitching the cup and the word cappuccino. I think is the cross stitching done? I believe all the cross stitching is done in the cup. It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's all done. So there's that. So like I said, 18,000 stitches on this one for the year. Once I'm done showing you my whips, we're going to pull out a bunch of projects. Well, no, we'll do my board real quick to mark off my goals that I did, and then we'll pull projects, and we're going to pull a lot of them, and I'll talk about which ones I think I'm going to take with me and why. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is Snowy Delight. This is from Pain Free Crafts, and here it is. Artwork is by Kaplan Door. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but oh well. It's 420 by 358. Like I said, it's from Pain Free Crafts. that is what it's going to look like when it's done. It has, I don't know how many colors it has. It has a lot of colors. I started in the upper left-hand corner. So right now it looks like a big, weird pastel blob because there's not really much definition to it because of that Christmas tree. My goal for this is to finish page 1, which I was estimating was going to be another 2,900 stitches. I did 500 on it. I'm doing this 1/1 on a 28 count easy count Lugana, full cross. And I did 500 more stitches on it. As you can see, pastel blob doesn't really look like much of anything. The bottom of the page is actually right here. There's a couple stitches going down because I think those were the only 2 stitches of that color in that area. And when I did that and I looked down and saw it was only those 2, I just went ahead and did them. Same with the side stitches over here. But my goal is to finish the page. So this edge here and this edge here. Try to get you a little bit closer. You can see how much is left. But as you can see, it just looks like a blob right now. It doesn't look like anything. But that will change as it fills in more and once I get more stuff done. So I still have work to do on that, about 2,400 more stitches if I estimate it correctly. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you, I actually worked on this one last night. This is another kit from DesignWorks, and this is Baby ABC. And I don't really have anybody in mind to do this, to finish this, but God, give this to. Artwork, the Coffee Break, the artwork's by Krista Hamrick, and so is this one here. So this is Baby ABC from DesignWorks. I started in the middle and my in the carriage here, and my goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches, starting with the handle, doing the back stitching, and then if there was still leftover stitches, I would start working my way across. I had already done the blanket. So my goal was 1,000 stitches. I did 700 last night, and then I was like, oh, maybe I could do 300 more, and then I saw it was like 130, and I was like, maybe I should go to bed. So I did 700 stitches on this last night. I got the handle done with the back stitching. So I came down, so this was already all done right here. So I got all this done here with the back stitching. So I came down, there's a little thing that's gonna go right here, but I came down with the colors I already had out, started doing this blue. That blue got done, so I started doing the wheel. So I have 300 more stitches on this, and this goal will be completed. I think I did this last time too, and I didn't get a lot of goals done, but I did a lot of projects. I got it down to where it was like if I pull it again, I can just knock it out really quick. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and this is White Tiger Ghost. One second. And it is a crop of a larger piece. I know she had some limited edition patterns out for a bit, and I do not recall if this was one of them. But the artwork is by Jeremy Paul. This is 300 by 300 with 59 colors, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love it. Absolutely love it. I have no idea what I'm going to do. These big projects, I have no clue what I'm going to do with them. I've never finished one of these really big projects, so I never really thought about what I'm going to do with them. I just really like the picture, and I want to stitch it. My goal for this, sorry, my goal for this is to get it to 5%. So as of last, when I showed it, I needed 3,000 stitches on it, and I did a whopping 500. I'm doing this on a 2 over 1 on, well, it's Aida, so it's going to be over 1, but 2 strands full cross on a, I believe this is a 16 count Aida. So I did 500 more stitches. I'm doing it block by block and parking either next to it or down below. So I've done a total of 2,000 stitches out of 90,000, and I am at 2.22%. And my goal for this is to get it to 5. You can see the shadowing and stuff coming through. I'm really liking how this is coming out. So I gotta do one more block here, and then I'll start back up here and start working my way across again. And I'm doing it like this because I have discovered that kindergartners can count better than I can. And when it's not gridded, I have a really hard time. So I'm doing block by block with parking so that I do not miscount. Because with the light grays and whites and blacks, I feel like if I really miscount, I'm gonna have to frog those if I mess it up because of the stripes in the tiger. And I'm not about that life. I don't like frogging. I try to avoid it if I can help it, but I don't think I'd be able to fudge if I accidentally put black stitches where white stitches were supposed to go. So, yeah. Okay. So I need about 2,500 more stitches on that one to complete that goal. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is another piece from the Cross Stitch Studio, and this is by Abraham, artworks by Abraham Hunter. This is Honeymoon Sunset. It's 869 by 649, and it has 133 colors. It's probably one of my favorite pieces that I'm working on. I absolutely love it. And I did a pretty hefty goal for this one. I think because I was so high up on my percentage with it, I said I wanted to get this to 30% by the end of the year. I started the year at 28%. I'm looking for it on my board. Honeymoon Sunset. So I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And I did 1,400 stitches. I did move the Q-snap. I was working over in the left-hand corner. Let me show you overall. Well, let me show you where I worked first. So, I don't even know. I worked over here, and I got another 1,400 stitches working on that sky, working down. So, I got another 1,400 stitches on it. I need 6,400. If I multiplied and subtracted and whatnot correctly, I needed 6,485 stitches to get to 30%. I did 1,400, so I need 5,000 more, about like 5,085 stitches to get to the 30%. So that's where I worked on it. And that obviously is not 28%, so I'm going to show you the whole piece. I started in the left-hand corner, and I was petrified, even though I counted it like 5 times, and it's gridded fabric, so I know the counting is right. I was scared that I was going to run out of fabric, so I worked my way across to this corner, and then started filling that corner, and I parked threads everywhere. And then I started working my way down to that corner. And then I figured, let's go ahead and get all the corners done. So I came over here and I worked my way down to that corner. Then I started working in the middle. Then I decided to do a page. So this is what it looks like overall so far. And I can see you through the fabric, so I can see the whole thing is in the frame. That's what it looks like so far. So when I came in and started working on it again, I started working on that part right there in the middle. No, over here. I started working over here. That's what I was doing. I was filling all this in. So I got 1,400 more stitches on that. And I am currently sitting at a total of 163,112 stitches completed out of 563,981. I am at 28.92%. And here's some fun tidbits. So Pattern Keeper has that ability to sort the colors by how many stitches are still left for each color. So the highest stitch amount is for color number 30, and it's done in DMC. For $37.79, still has 27,585 colors or stitches left for that color. And the color 3851 has 104 stitches left to finish that color. So that's a fun little fact. So I'll be excited to pull this one out again. I'll be sad when the goal gets done though, because then it goes away until next year. But it will be exciting that it's at 30%. That's my highest, my closest to a finish for my really big full coverage projects. That's the one closest to a finish because it's at 28%. None of my other ones are at 28%. The next piece I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Cosmic Bowling, artworks by Amy Stewart. I got this piece because it reminds me of my nephew's birthday parties that he's had for a few years. He does them at the local bowling alley, and this literally, I was showing my sister the picture of it. I was like, hey, look, does it? And while we were at the birthday party last year, I'm like, hey, look at this cross stitch. And she was like, huh, that kind of looks like where we're at right now. So this is, like I said, artwork is by Amy Stewart. It's 750 by 535, and it contains 89 colors. So it's regular size, regular color. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. It just looks like so much fun. And my goal for this was to get it to 0.5%. This was one of my new starts late, like in December of last year. So I had barely started this. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. And my goal was to get it to 0.5%. I needed 1,800 stitches to do it. I only did 500, so I still have 1,300 to go. That is where I'm at with it so far. It's an upper left-hand corner start. And what did I do? Oh, I started filling in a lot of the yellow, and then I was trying to work my way down so it looked like I had progress. So I started working on some of the green too. So that is where I'm at on that. I still need 1,300 stitches to go on this one. So that will go back in the basket. Okay. Next up is Beauty and the Beast. This is you can probably find, I know some people are still finding them on like eBay and stuff, but this is one of those Disney Dream Collection Thomas Kincaid pieces. I have this one that started, and then I have the Little Mermaid, which I have not started. I will be starting it next year. I know Alicia, what's your channel? Is it Adventures in Stitching? I know she's doing a Mickey Mouse. Is that one of these two? The Mickey Mouse one? And I believe Cinderella maybe? She has a few of these too that she's doing. But this is the one I'm working on now. And my goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches, and I had started in the middle and I worked my way, like when I was doing it before quite a few years ago, I started in the middle and I had worked my way across and up to the corner, and I had actually gotten down to like this little part right over here. So my original goal was to do 1,000 stitches focusing on the ship, the airship thing with the sky around it, but I decided, because I didn't make a copy of the pattern, so I don't necessarily have a working copy of the pattern. I'm just looking at it and stitching. That's how I used to do it. I used to just look at the pattern. I knew where I was. I could figure out where I was and stitch. So I don't have a working copy of the pattern. So to make it a little easier on myself, I just focused on the top part. Like once I figured out where I was, I just worked in the top part of the sky. I did 600 stitches on it. So I need 400 more and this goal will be done. And this is where I'm at with it so far. So this is the whole piece overall. And I had worked my way over here. I got a lot of this done, which knowing how I was back then, I'm kind of surprised I did all that. But I had worked my way up here. So, oh, what did I do in my whip parade? So let's start over. So, whoopah! That's what I did. This is the edge of the page right here. So I figured that was a good like stopping point for me to, you know, so I could remember where I was at. But yeah, I did 600 stitches on this. I'm just using whatever came in the kit. It looks like it's an 18 count Aida, some kind of ivory Aida. So 400 more stitches on this, and this will be completed for the goal. Obviously not completed. What I should do is I should make a working copy of the pattern so I can highlight where I've worked. That's what I should do. Is that what I'm going to do? Probably not, because I have not yet. Okay. The next piece I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is another one of my year-long goals. It's California Dreaming. And my goal for this, for the year, is to get it to 25%. This is max color, regular size max color. It's 700 by 501, 240 colors. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. That's what it will look like when it's done. It just looks like so much fun. I just love it. Like, I would love to be there. So much stuff in there. So my goal for this is to get it to 25% by the end of the year. To do that, I needed another 34,990 stitches. I'm doing this 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And I did 1,200 stitches on it. I did move my Q-snap. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I was working down in the lower left corner. I had started in the upper left and I was just kind of working my way down. I reached the lower left corner, then I started getting bored with it. So I moved back up to the top. I did 1,400 more stitches. Whoopah! I filled in a lot of, so what I started doing was I started looking on my thing where the confetti was scattered all through here. So I got all that filled in, and I got all this filled in up here. And I just started, when I did the color, I just kind of finished, either carried over and finished the thread, or I ended it and then finished it over here wherever the thing was. So I have a little bit more confetti to fill in. But yeah, I'm not gonna pull it out of the Q-snap because I'm gonna keep focusing on this part for right now when I work on it again. So I have a total of 53,928 stitches completed out of 350,700. I am at 15.38%, and I should be a lot further along. I had calculated it out what percentage I needed to get to every month to get this to 25% by the end of the year, and I am way behind. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that these goals are all going to be completed. I know a few of you, Carmen, are really rooting for me to get them all done. I mean, I'm still trying, but yeah, they ain't gonna get done. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna show you is another one of my year-long goals. And this piece is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and it is Catching Rays. Artwork's by Abraham Hunter. It's 1,200 by 900. So stitch count of 1,080,000 stitches. My goal for, I know it's a lot, but look how beautiful that is. My goal for this is to get 30,000 stitches done by the end of the year. I still needed 23,500 as of the last time that you saw this. I am doing this, I just showed the whole, what I had done so far in the whip parade actually. So if you want to see the whole thing, you can check that out. Good luck, because I don't know where it was at. Oh, whip parade, let's see, part number 2. I remember that, it was part 2. Okay, So I'm doing this block by block, trying to color complete so I know that the stitches are done, but I'm doing it block by block in a checkerboard. So I did 700 more stitches on it. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. That's where I'm at with that page so far. So yeah. And of course my thread's parked because I ended it, I like ending at an even number, and I still had a lot of thread because I had started the thread to get it to 700 and I didn't want to keep going that night. So yeah, still working on this page. I am working on, I have the page mock up here so I can check, like mark them off when I do them. I am working on, I did these 3 here. I'm working on this page here. So as I get closer, we'll talk about if I'm going to go down this way, if I'm going to do this page, if I'm going to go up. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, 23,500 stitches, but I did 700 for the goal. Now, overall, I am almost to a big milestone. I have a total of 21,372 stitches completed out of 1,080,000. I am at 1.9%. 1.98%. 1.98%. I am almost to 2% complete on this, and considering this is 1 million, over 1 million stitches, I'd say that's quite an accomplishment. That's exciting. So when I hit 2%, you guys, if you see me on Facebook, you guys are gonna be flooded with photos of, oh my God, I hit 2%. Because that's exciting, especially for a project that big. Percentage goal is always exciting. Okay, I got 3 more whips to show, and these are the goals that I've actually completed. Wish it was more, but oh well. Maybe it'll be more next time. Okay, so the next piece I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is the sewing desk. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. Regular size, regular color. So it's 525 by 375, and it has 87 colors. That's what it will look like when it's done. My goal for this was to get it to 4% complete. I needed a little over 1,800 stitches to get that done. And I completed it, which you obviously know since I just said these are the goals I completed. I'm doing this 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. This piece, for whatever reason, I started in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know why, because when it's gridded fabric, all you have to do is count the squares and you know where to start. I don't know. I started in the middle. All right, is this the right way? Yeah. So I did 1,860 stitches to complete this goal, and I focused more, kind of have my Q-snap like right here, and I focused more on getting the corkboard thing that was behind the sewing machine. I focused more on getting this part filled in right here. So I have a total of 7,871 stitches done out of 196,875. I am at exactly 4% complete. So that goal is done, so it's going to go away until next year. Next up is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. This is called In Her Garden. That's what it will look like when it's done. And artwork is, it's designed by Sandra Cook. But I'm just doing whatever came in the kit, which is a 18 count ivory Aida. My goal for this was to do, hang on. In Her Garden. Hang on one second. I'm trying to see what the total goal was because this goal was done. My goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches on it. I had done 700 in the previous, when I pulled it out before, so I only needed 300 stitches to get it completed. And so I actually did, really I did 600 because I was working on the half cross area up here. So really I had done 600, but to count it for my games, which I'll talk about in a little bit, to count it for my games, 2 half crosses is 1 full cross. So I ended up doing 600 so that I could get it to count or whatever. Why are you beeping at me? I don't want to launch the new Bing for my taskbar. No, I don't want to do that. Stop. Okay. Oh, my computer was trying to talk to me. Okay, so yeah, I did another 600 stitches, half stitches up here in the background. So there's that. This one I really should make a copy of, a working copy, because it's, if you've ever worked a dimensions kit, you know that chart can be really eye-crossing to read. Okay, that goal's done. The last thing I'm going to show you is from Stitching Moon Designs. Megan has a Flosstube and an Etsy shop, and this is Villa Lorna. I will link her channel and her shop down below. She is actually also working on this, and she is a lot further along than me. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. She actually has this entire section over here completed. I started up in the upper left-hand corner, and I started working my way across. I was doing Royal Rose, but to me, I don't know if it was the confetti that's in the background or the tent stitches, I'm not sure, but I felt like it was starting to bulk up on me, and so I decided to stop the Royal Rose method, and I'm working those parked threads in. But this is 540 by 376, and it's got 45 colors. And my goal for this was to get it to 5% complete. So when I started so I'm doing this 2/1 half cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And so I had started over here, and I parked all this stuff here, and I got about halfway through, and I was noticing that it was looking a little like I was going to give myself column lines. So to try to correct that, I just started working my parked threads in. So that's what I started doing. I just started taking these threads, and I'm just working them in until I get them all worked in, and then I'll go back and fill in the spaces. But I did 1,800 stitches on this. So I have a total of 10,200 stitches done out of 203,040. I am at 5.02% because I was trying to finish the thread or something, I don't know. So I'm a little over the 5%. But that's where I'm at with it so far. And this little white blob right here, this is the house. So there's that. That goal is done. So bye-bye, Villa Lorna. Until we meet again in 2024. Okay, so those are all my whips. That's all I worked on. 13 projects, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 projects I worked on. So I think next year I'll do an end of year whip parade at the end of the year, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is, instead of setting a goal and then tossing it off to the side once the goal's done, because I'm going to have a lot of new starts too, and I'll want to work on those. I have a lot of these projects that the goals are done, but I'd really like to finish the project. So I think next year what I'm going to do is I will give myself a stopping point for each project, so that I'm not pulling the same thing out over and over again and not touching my other stuff. That's the whole point of this, of picking the goals and setting them aside when the goal's done. The whole point of this is to actually try to work on every project that I own that's active, and decide if I want to keep working on it or not. And if I don't, then I'll UFO it. If I don't like it because of the fabric, but I like the pattern, I'm going to restart it. If I don't like it at all, I'm not going to do it, instead of just letting it sit there. So I think next year for my full coverage pieces, I'm going to pick a percentage. When I do my whip parade, I'll see how many, like overall how many stitches it is, and then pick a percentage based off of that to work towards. So so my projects will have my full coverages will have different percentage goals. And then once that goal is done, then it will be set aside. It's not going to be like, you know, like I'm not going to say if I'm at 1.5%, oh, get it to 2% and then be done. Like it's going to be higher than that. And then once that percent is hit, then I will set it aside. And then for my pieces that I would like to finish, I will say like 500 stitches each time I pull it out, because I'd like to be able to say, okay, this is done, this is until, and not like this, where I'm like, well, I did 700, I need 300 more to get the goal done. I'll, like my smaller pieces, I'll just say I'll do 500 on each of them when I pull them out, but they'll have a goal of finish it, or if it's like my dimensions kits or something, I'll say I want to get this many stitches on it. And like if it's like that In Her Garden piece, I'll say, well, I'll do a total of like 3,000 stitches on it or something. And then every time I pull it out, I do 500, and then I'll just kind of put it aside so I can work on other stuff. And then once I hit 3,000, that one will go away until I get through other stuff. But then some of my smaller pieces, I'll say I'm going to do 500 stitches on it every time until I complete it. Something like that. Or every time I pull it out, I'll do 500. So I may do 1,000 on it or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do for that, because I would like to see some of this stuff get done. And then same for my new projects that I'm going to work on. I'll do a set amount that I'll work on every time I pull it out, either until it's finished, until I hit a certain goal or a certain percentage. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, time to mark off the 3 projects that I got the goals done on. So let me move my pillow out of my back support out of the way. I'm getting old. I got my handy dandy board with my handy dandy marker, my Blue's Clues marker, and I need like 3 of these next year to write down all the projects that I'm going to do. Okay, so let's mark these goals off. All right, so the first one I'm going to mark off is Villa Lorna. That's over here. Can you see? Yeah. Okay. So Villa Lorna is done. Okay. Next is the sewing desk. Oh, right here. And In Her Garden. Where's it at? Oh, it's up here. There we go. Okay. Wish I could mark more off. Man. Okay, let's mark 3 off up here. 1, 2, 3. We're tallying up. We're tallying up how many goals I've been completing. I had 139 goals to complete. I have now, I know this is 50 because we did that last time and I was shocked, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53 goals done so far this year. All right, 53 goals done so far this year out of 139. Not quite halfway done, and we're almost done with June. So, and some of these goals have a lot of stitches. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, Oh, so I was going to talk real quick about my cross stitch games. Somebody had asked me about that. So I play a few games on Facebook that are based on cross stitching. So you will post like in your game. Some of the games I play are Floss in Space, where it's a team game. So you're on a team, and it's more of you don't have like a set. Each individual person does not have a set stitch count. You just basically post a start photo, do your stitches, and then post a stop photo. And you have really high team goals to get towards. So like right now, and you're traveling in space. So right now, my team is, we reached the moon. We got all that stuff set up. I think we are trying to find a planet or a galaxy or something like that I think we're trying to find a galaxy to inhabit, or a planet or something. I can't remember. But it's Floss in Space, and I'll try to link all these Facebook pages down below. If you are interested in checking them out and trying them out, just make sure that you answer the questions that it will ask you to answer in order to join the games, because they are trying to avoid spammers. Like, answer the question. They're not going to let you in if you don't answer the questions. And I think all of them say, "How did you hear about us?" You can say that you heard it from me. It's fine. But Floss in Space is one. So that's a team game, and it's got really high stitch counts, but like not individual high stitch counts. It's just team high stitch counts. Another one I play is Hell's Stitchin'. That is also a team game. It's got lower stitch counts, and you're posting every 100 to 200 stitches. And like right now, we just started an event today. I got it set up where we are, you usually will have like you're in a restaurant, it's groups of 4, and you're in a restaurant, and there's stitch counts for ingredients, and then there's stitch counts for food items. So you stitch to complete events to get caps so that you can unlock recipes. And when you unlock recipes, it unlocks new ingredients for you. It's anywhere from 100 to 300 stitches that you post at a time. It varies. Right now we're doing a wedding event where we don't use our inventory, where it's just something that we're doing. And I went all out and I did themes for I set up 2 wedding menus so far. So I did like a Japanese theme for one and an Italian theme for another. So it's like appetizers and main dishes and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun. We all quite enjoy it. And but like I said, that is teams of 4. It is not an individual event. So if there's not a team available, and there's not enough people to form a new team, then you can join it, but you may have to wait for an opening before you can actually start playing. Another one I play is Harvest Stitchers, and same concept, but you're like on a farm. So you have, like my team right now, we have crops. I manage the crops and I take care of the horse. Those are my main 2 things. And we have watering cans we have to fill up when we run out of water. Orders that we work towards filling. And those are also, it's the Health Stitchin' and Harvest Stitchers are both run by the same person, Holly. And so she kind of has similar concepts, like regarding the stitch counts for those. Iwana runs Floss in Space. What other games do I play? I'm in Utopia. Dagmar does that one. That's also a team one. I'm not really into any... Did I bump you? I don't know if I did. I hit my board. I don't know if it bumped you. I'm sorry if it did. I'm not really like on any... Oh, All the Floss in the Fair. That is an individual. Well, that can be an individual one. That one's run by Libet. So all the floss in the fair. What else did I play? Survival of the Stitch Village. That was my neighbor, if you heard that. Survival of the Stitch Village. I don't remember what else I play. Oh, I am in a closed group right now, Whip Warriors. I'm doing their road trip. That's a lot of fun, but that won't open up until the end of the year, like in November, because they have to, I get, in the beginning, I was like, God, that's kind of, why do they have that closed? Now that I'm in it, I see why, because if they just let anybody and everybody join, because if you don't do your stuff, they will kick you out of the group, but there's like prizes that you can win, and they have to, it's an individual thing, and they do sweep and like check everything. So it's a lot. If they had like 3,000, people in there, it would be too much. So they do limit how many, like they don't let you just join whenever, because especially with the road trip, like you're traveling as a group. So you can't like join in June when we're halfway through our trip already. So anyway, I will link those groups down below. These games are not for everybody. Not everyone likes to count stitch. You can do times, like if you stitch for an hour, it counts as 100 stitches. I try to count mine because I can do 130 minutes if I'm pushing myself. But those games are not for everybody. Not everyone enjoys doing that. Some people like to just stitch, and that's okay. But what I like about the games is it really encourages you to get stitches done. Oh, I'm also in Harry Potter. I'm in the Harry Potter game. I'm in the Slytherin house. I just remember that because I was going to say some of the events and some of the games, they have prompts. So it'll say like do 200 stitches on a piece with red thread or something like that. I just remember that because right now we are in the Harry Potter game, we're doing our newts. We did owl exams earlier in the year. Now we had to pick a profession, and we did the newts exams, and I just completed them. I was struggling with one of them because of the prompt. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to find a whip that I already have that fits this. And then I was able to find a workaround for it. So I was super happy about that. It was like do 200 stitches because you had to do the newts in order A, O, and E. And the A for one of the ones I needed was do 100 stitches on a piece where the designer's name starts with a B, either first name or last name. And yes, I do have one, but I was struggling because I couldn't, I know I have Lighthouse Merriment where the artwork is by Nikki Bohm, but I already completed the goal. I didn't want to go digging that one out and messing up my system that I have set for myself just for a game. And I was trying to think of what else I had, and then it clicked in my head. I asked them, oh my God, can I do one from the Cross Stitch Studio? Because the pattern maker and owner of the company is Betsy. And they said yes. So then I was able to do that. So I got all my newts done. Yay. Anyway, but it's kind of fun because it kind of, if you stitch by prompts, then you can, it kind of gets you working on stuff that you hadn't pulled out in a while. So, and it's fun when you're on a team because you guys all encourage each other and you see other whips and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I quite enjoy them. I will link the games down below that I am in. And if you want to check them out, some are kind of fast paced and some are just more leisurely. They do all require that you actually participate. So don't just join and not do anything, because that's not fun. It's not fun for you. It's not fun for your team, nothing. All right. Anyway, moving on. Now we're going to pick my goals for the next 2 weeks, since I will be on vacation I will be not working from June the 30th until I will go back to work on July the 11th. I'm very excited. So So I'm taking off that whole 4th of July week. And I know Friday will be a little shady regarding my stitching, because it'll be the day that I drive up there and my first day up there. So I'm not sure how, I'll probably get some stitching done that night. But we'll do a few things. We'll probably go like hiking or something, but with it being summertime, it's gonna be really hot. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but it's gonna be like my whole family up there, and we just go to chill out and relax. And we don't go to do something every single day. We just go to hang out. If we wanna go do something, we can, but we don't have to, you know? So I'm hoping to get lots of stitching done, lots and lots. I don't know what the lighting situation is going to be like and the magnification situation. So I may try to see if I can find something that I can like wear. I don't want a headlamp. My brother and my sister will make, and my stepfather will make fun of me the entire week. So I don't want a headlamp, but I may get some like a neck light or something like that. But I don't know if I'm gonna have a magnifier. So I'll bring some of my projects that I use my magnifier for just in case, but I think for the most part, I'm gonna try to bring stuff that I can look at and not need, you know, so I don't know if I'm gonna bring any of my bigger projects that are like 32 count or maybe even 28 count, because I don't wanna miss stitches and stuff because I can't see the holes very well. So on that note, I'm going to pull out, I usually pull out like 15 pieces to work on. I think I'm going to, let's pull out, for right now, let's pull out 20, because I have like 5 days where I will not be traveling and be up there, and so I can work on my other stuff. But let's pull out 20 and see where we're at. So we're gonna start with 20 projects. So that would give me 27 projects to pick from because of my 7-year-long goals. So we'll pull out 20 and we'll start there and see where we're at with, there we go. Now I'm not sticking my arm in front of my face. So I'm gonna pull a project. I'll tell you what the goal is, how much I need to get to it if I have a stitch count for it, and I'll pull the project out of my bins here and show you what it looks like. I had one wrapped around my thumb. Okay, all right, here we go. Number 1 is house. Dang it. Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? I need to do this. I left house. I left this on the cover page printed, and I even thought to myself, I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, I need to grab that. Just what if I pull it? And I did. So y'all need to talk amongst yourselves for a minute, because I really need to go get it, and I'm not pausing because I've already done all that other stuff. I'm not pausing. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is from Stiach. It was their Stiach Loan 2020 Stitch Along, and this is what it's going to look like. You can change the phrase in there. It does not have to say bless his house. This pattern, it technically right now is not available, but if you join their Facebook, whenever they do post, I don't know, they waited like 3 years before they posted it, before they did another Stiach Along thing. So, but whenever they do it, apparently they'll have an amnesty week where for like 1 week you can buy old patterns, and I had joined them when they were doing this. It's one of my favorite medical shows, and I had forgotten to print out the rest of the pattern before it went away. So when they did their amnesty, I went ahead and just bought the pattern. Their stitch alongs, when they do them, are free. Unless you forget to print the pattern, then you gotta pay for it. But that's what it will look like. And I am doing this on a piece of Aida that I had. And when I was very gung-ho about this. and you picked your own colors, and I couldn't decide what, so I picked a palette. I couldn't decide what color scheme to go with, so I decided to do 4. I'm doing the same piece in orange, pink, green, and purple. And I did have all that, so I do know where I'm at regarding the colors. Yeah. So, orange, green, pink, and purple. My goal for this is to, where's it at? Where's it at? My goal for this is to finish part 2 of all 4 sections. And I have to check, I think part 2 might be done here. So I think I need to do part 2 on these 3. So that's my starting point for that. Get this back in the bag. Here we go. Okay. Number 2, where's my, there's getting to be less and less. This used to be filled. Not filled, but the whole bottom was filled. Now I gotta angle it so that I can get to all of them. Okay. Next up is Mini Sunset Lighthouse. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Dominic Davison. And it is 325 by 232, 88 colors. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And, ow! That hit my toe. My tablet fell off the table and hit my toe. Oh, that hurt. So very, very bad. Okay. Whew. Shake it off. All right, Mini Sunset Lighthouse. Where is it? I'm doing this on a 16 count Aida, 2 strands, full cross. Here we go. Here's where I'm at with it so far. Let me start here. Oh my goodness. I can't see. That's where I'm at. And my goal for this is to get it to 15%. I am currently sitting at 12.81%, so I'll have to figure out how many stitches I need for that. I think I needed 20, a little over, like maybe about 2,650 stitches. And last time I pulled this out, I did 1,000. So I think I need about 1,650 to finish this goal, I think. So House and Mini Sunset Lighthouse are definitely going to be contenders for taking with me, because those are going to be kind of easy to see projects. Since we're driving, I can take all of my DMC floss with me, like all 4 boxes. I'll just have to go through and make sure that, because I have lots of DMC, so I'll have to go through and make sure that I'm not running low on any of my colors. If I do, I'll have to pull some out of my little stash here. But I think those 2 I'll definitely take with me. Okay. All right. Next up is Magnificent Wizard. I pulled this out the last video and I did not work on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring this one with me or not, because I'm doing this on black fabric, so it can be kind of hard to see if that cabin that we're staying in is going to be dark, because sometimes they are. Here it is. So I need, my goal was to do 1,000 stitches. Last time I pulled it out, I did 400, so I need 600 more to complete this. Oh, I should probably show you if you didn't see my last video. This is what it's a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. and I had started in the middle, and I was working my way up this dragon head, and this is my starting point for it. So I need another 600 stitches on it, and then this goal will be done. Like I said, I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to take that one with me or not because of the black fabric. I may, because everything is in it that I need. Yeah, let me mix this up. Hang on. Okay. All right. Oopsies. Go back in there. All right. Next up is Peaceful Jaguar. That is from the Cross Stitch Studio. And here it is. Artwork is by Lucy Bilodeau. It's a crop of a bigger piece. It's 325 by 325. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And it's getting easier for me to find these projects because I've been able to pull out 53 of them, so I don't have to go shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This is I'm doing this 1/1 on 32 count, easy count Lugana, 1/1 full cross. That's my starting point. And my goal for this is to get it to 2%. And I am currently sitting at 1.42%. So I believe I need, let's see, I think I need about 1,100 more stitches. Last time I pulled this out, I needed 2,900 to get to 2%. Last time I pulled this out, I did 1,800, so I believe another 1,100 and I will be at 2%. I doubt I will take that one with me, so I may work on that one this week before I go. Okay, next up is Cupid's Cafe. I pulled this one out last time as well, and I did not work on it. Let me do this. Let me move my tablet. I gotta be able to track how many I'm pulling out at a time. Here we go. Okay, Cupid's Cafe. This is from Sugar Stitches. It's in this bag because I had not worked on it. Here it is. So this is from Sugar Stitches, and my goal for this is to finish it. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm doing this on a 28 count, like baby pink fabric. I'm doing it 2/2. I might bring it with me. I might bring it, but I don't know if I'll have to see if I'm going to be able to work on it or not. Let me hold it up behind. Let me do this. That's my starting point. It's wrinkled, whatever. That's my starting point with it. I may bring it with me and try to work on it. I think this one will depend heavily on the lighting. So my goal for that is to finish it. I wonder if I roll this up, if it'll be better. Because the length of it fits in the bag, so I may roll it and see if I can try to keep from getting wrinkles. All right. Next up is Autumn Gnomes. And this one I could have done before I eat lunch today. My goal for this was to do 1,000 stitches on the middle gnome. This is from Maya Stitch, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal was to do 1,000 stitches on this middle gnome right here, and the last time I pulled this out, I had done 800. So I only need 200 stitches to get this goal done. I can do that in like an hour. So 200 more stitches and this one will be done. So when I do it, I'm going to focus on the cross stitching, and then once the cross stitching is done, I'll start back stitching to finish off the 200. So that's my starting point on that. If I don't get that goal done by the time I film again, I may quit Flosstube, because that's 200 stitches and that'll be done. Okay. Next up is Aurora Cabin. And this is a dimensions kit. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches on the left side of the piece. It's a gold collection, if I didn't say that already. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. So I'm going to do 1,000 stitches over here. And this is my starting point. So I'll be like working up this way. But that's my starting point for that. I have not worked on this. I pulled it out a few times, but I have not worked on it at all. So I need to do 1,000 stitches on that. Okay. All right. Next is pulling out a lot of kits. 3 bird watchers. Here it is. This is a really old dimensions kit that I've had for like 150 years. That I don't know how to open. There we go. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this is to do 500 stitches over on the left side, like over here, the window frame in the house. That's my starting point. So I'll do 500 stitches to get to the end here and then start working my way down. Okay. 4, 6, 8. All right, number 9. Glory of Autumn. One of my back stitching kits. Becky. I am friends with Becky's Madness for Crafting, and we were talking about what I was going to bring with me, and she goes, "You should bring your back stitching kits." Like all the ones that need the back stitching. So this is Glory of Autumn. It's an old dimensions kit. I've seen it all over the place. All that's left to do is back stitch. I have some of the back stitching done. I despise back stitching dimensions kits, and I've discovered it's really only the dimensions kits that I hate back stitching. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. So all the cross stitching is done. I need to back stitch it. So I still have to finish like the barn, the roof here, the wheel, this part of the barn, or whatever that thing is, water, whatever, and the fence right here. I think there's some back stitching in the trees that I missed before, and some down here in the water that I have to do. I'll bring it with me. I can't stand back stitching these dimensions kits, and I have so many of them. I am in so much trouble when it comes to this stuff. Can't stand it. Okay. All right, number 10. Christmas reindeer. Christmas reindeer. This is a kit that I bought on Etsy. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm really happy that I got it. It's from a Russian designer. I don't know who. I have not seen this kit available recently, probably because of the whole war issue going on. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I'm going to say right now that this is no longer available. But if I do find it somewhere, I will definitely let you guys know. And this is where I'm at with it so far. It's using like a mix of threads. It's using a mix of threads, or not a mix of threads. It's not cotton. It's like a cotton, almost like a cotton, like, it's really soft. Not quite silk. It's not silk. I'm not sure what it is, but I like it a lot. That's where I'm at with this so far. So I started in the middle, and this is the left antler. So I started working my way up. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches on it, I think. Christmas reindeer. Yeah, 1,000 stitches. Last time I worked on this, I did 500. So another 500 to do, and it will be done for the year. So I will be bringing that one with me. I'm gonna bring way more than what I think I can work on, because you know me and my options, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's 10. You know me and how I like to have options. And what I'm hoping is that I will have so much free time on my trip that I will get a lot of this stuff done. Okay, number 11. Ooh. Enchanted reindeer stocking. So I'm doing stockings for my boys, and do I have it under S for stocking, or do I have it under E for reindeer? Wait, what do I have this under? I'm doing stockings for my kids. And I believe this reindeer one is going to go to my 10-year-old. Because I think my 12-year-old wants the other one. Here we go, reindeer stocking. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. And hang on, they're by 2 different artists. So I don't remember which one this was. I think this one might be by Alan Guiana. No, I lied. Enchanted Reindeer Stocking, artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And my goal for it is to get it to Enchanted Reindeer, get it to 20%. And I'm currently at 17.64%. And I'm doing this 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. So I'm at 17.64% right now. So I think I need needed 2,800 stitches to get it to 20%, and I did almost 1,500 last time I worked on it. So I don't know, like another 1,300 stitches, and I think I'll be at 20% for this. So I think if I'm doing 10th stitch on these 25 count fabrics, I think I will be okay without using, because I didn't start using magnifier until I started doing 32 count. Even my 28 count I was doing. 32 count I started doing without a magnifier, but then I was noticing I was starting to miss stitches because I didn't see that I was missing a stitch there. So that's when I got the magnifier. Okay, next up, so I think the 25 counts, I think I'll be able to take with, and not worry about the magnifier. Okay, next up is Summertime. This is by Stitch Robia. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this piece is pattern keep. I mean, I think all of our pieces are pattern keeper compatible, but some of them have back stitching, so I have them in pattern keeper. I just will look at the PDF to see the back stitching part, but I believe this one does not have it. So I'm doing this on a 16. I think it's 16 count opalescent Aida, white opalescent Aida. And this is where I'm at with it so far. And my goal is to get it to 30%, and I'm currently sitting at 17%. Wow, really? Oh, I haven't worked on, this is the first time I pulled it out. Okay, I'm like, why am I so far behind with it? There's only 9,416 stitches total. And so I only need 1,200. If I did the math correct, I only needed 1,224 stitches to get it to 30%. That's why I picked such a high goal for it. Okay. I'm like, why would I say 30% when I was at 17? That's why. Okay, so yeah, I will definitely be bringing that one with me. Hopefully I can get that one done. Okay. Number 13. Artist Kitchen. So I had set this one, this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Hang on, let me go over this part real quick. Artist Kitchen from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by a name I'm going to butcher, Jacek Jurka. I'll include his name when I show you the photo. 450 by 406, max color. That's what it's gonna look like when it's done. And I had misstitched the window frame. I pulled it out last time because if I had downtime, I was going to try to frog what I needed to frog, but I did not. I'm doing this on a 20 count, 2/1 full cross, non-gridded Aida. So because this all needs to come out right here, all that right there needs to come out. I need to get it to 1%. And so because I was scared about doing something like this again, I started parking by blocks. So that's my starting point. And I believe didn't I say it was 1%? Is that what I said? Hold on, let me find it. I have it. Artist Kitchen. Yeah, 1%. So I'm at 0.8% right now. If I frog that window frame, it's going to drop my percentage down. And then it's going to throw my percentage. I mean, it's going to have to happen, but I'm debating on if I'm going to do the 1% and then frog, or if I'm going to frog and then get to the 1%. I don't know. All right. Next up. Autumn Sampler. This is from Cooler Design Studio. I think I can take this with me. I don't need a magnifier for it because I'm doing it. So this artwork is by Sandy Orton. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I know Blitz Stitch is working on this one too. I feel like somebody else might be working on this one as well. I do not recall. I remember, oh no, it was Winter Sampler that person was working on. Anyway, Autumn Sampler. I'm doing this on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco 2/2. And my goal for this, I pulled it before, but I never worked on it. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches, finishing. So this is where I'm at with it so far. I started in the upper left-hand corner. And I want to do 1,000 stitches, finishing this harvest block with the back stitching, and then whatever is left over after I'm done with that, I'll finish this part here, you know, stuff like that. So 1,000 stitches on this for this goal to be done. But that's my starting point. And this is the whole piece of fabric before anyone freaks out about the size of my border. It'll fit. I counted each individual stitch going all the way down before it took me forever before I started that. So, okay. Just to make sure. Okay. Next up is, oh, Becky. Christmas on the beach. She actually even specified Christmas on the beach is calling your name. You heifer. You jinxed me, man. I don't have a mock-up of this. Like, I don't have the cover photo. I don't know where it went, but you don't need it. All the cross-stitching is done. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. All the cross-stitching is done. I just need to backstitch. I have some of it started, like those little ornaments right there, that's started. Some of the grass is done, but I'm not really digging it, so I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I may pull that out and redo it because I'm not really liking it very much. But anyway, yeah, I just need to backstitch that. I'll link her channel down below if you want to check her out. She does a lot of vlogging. So she'll like stitch and talk like throughout the week, and she gardens as well. And she's very entertaining. I like listening to her vlogs and seeing what she's working on. Okay. Next up is All Hallows Eve. I think this was. Is this the other one? Is this it? Sorry. Is this it? Yeah. This is the other one I had pulled out to do the frogging so I will be taking Artist Kitchen and All Hallows Eve with me because I need to frog both of those. I messed up and I accidentally, the pattern, like the piece and the drum both have Frankenstein's monster and his bride, and both the drum and the piece have it. So my pages got out of order when I was looking for the floss list. So I was thinking I was stitching on the piece, and instead I was stitching the drum. So this and all this has to come out because that's not what I wanted to stitch. I wanted to stitch this right here, not this down here. So my goal for this is to do the word bones, which is under Frankenstein and his bride. That was my goal. But I gotta frog all this mess right here before I do that. This is on a 32 count Vintage Stormy Night. Oh, you said what it was too. Stitches of Sass commented on who made this. Swigart? Swigart. This is the fabric. So I gotta frog that mess before I can do the piece. Kind of annoyed by that I did that. So I'll take that with me. Even if I don't get the goal itself done, I'll see if I can get that frogging done. Maybe my mom will. No, I'm just kidding, Mom. You don't have to do that. Okay. Okay, next up is Halloween letters. A few Halloween pieces here I'm pulling out, huh? Okay. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches, designed by Lindsay Waite. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I am doing this on a 16 count Aida in the color Dirty. And stop, pull back up. My goal for this is to get the lines Witch's Brew and Eeks and Shrieks completed. So this is my starting point with it so far. I just need to do brew and the word shrieks and the stuff underneath it. And I think there's a couple orange stars by the cauldron that I need to do, and that'll be done. So guess what's coming with me? I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to be something where I have a shit ton of goals completed and we can go with my marker. Okay. Next up, is Grinch Gnome and Company. And this is one of my many gnome patterns, but this one is by Maya Stitch. E-F-G. Here it is. And I do have it in Pattern Keeper. I just don't have the back stitching in Pattern Keeper. Of course it doesn't do it, but I can at least show you what the cross stitching will look like. So like I said, this is from Maya Stitch. It's going to look way better than that because there is a lot of back stitching in it, but I learned with my flower gnome that I actually completed by her. I like her back stitching. It's nice. This is my starting point with it so far. And I started with the middle gnome. And my goal is to finish the cross stitching of the middle gnome. I'm not sure how many stitches that's going to be. This is on a 28 count white Monaco 2/2 full cross. I still have to do the little ball up here on the hat. And then I have just a little bit left I have to do the ball up here on the hat. I have a little bit left here and here for that part. And then it looks like the gnome itself goes down maybe about, the gnome itself only goes down about another 15 stitches from here. So maybe about that far. So I don't have a whole lot left to do on that. So I'm definitely going to take this one with me. And I think I can get that one done too. Hopefully. So with the cross stitching, I'm at 9.14%. I don't know about the back stitching though, but my goal for that is the cross stitching on it. Finish X stitch on middle gnome, not back stitch. Okay, next up is Once Upon a Time. I think I just pulled this one out and I did not work on it. This is the one, I think it's a Jan Lane kit. I'd probably go ahead and bring this one with me as well. Where is it? Where'd it be? Here it is. Yeah, I pulled this out last time, but I didn't work on it. This is a Jan Lane Platinum collection, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm doing this on the fabric that came in the kit. I am missing stuff out of the kit. I'm not sure if it's something where, because when I bought this, I didn't know about all the different things like filament and like blending filament and beads and metallic thread. So I'm not sure what happened to all that, if I purchased it without the stuff or if I accidentally got rid of it. I'm not sure. And I also don't know where I am with this. I have to pull the pattern up and see where I'm at with it. Because I'm not sure. I have no clue where I'm at. This is my starting point. Hang on, let me see. I believe it either goes like that. That looks like it would make sense. It either goes like that or it goes like that. That doesn't make sense. I believe it goes like this. But I'm going to do 500 stitches on it. It's a 28 count white Monaco and I'm doing it 2/2. So I'm going to look and see once I get the cotton thread stitching part done. I got to look and see where the metallics and stuff go. I'll probably just source it myself and figure out, because it's got beads, metallics, and blending filament, and I'm missing all 3 of those. It's whatever. The kit is so old, I'm not going to bother contacting Jan Lane for it. I bought it back in 1804. Okay. This is number 20. Mr. Grinch. This was a limited release pattern from the Cross Stitch Studio. I'm not sure if she's going to release it again next year or not. She released it 2 years ago, and it was in such high demand that she released it again last year. And when she released it, it was like their Black Friday sale after American Thanksgiving. And she only had it available for maybe about 10 days or so while the sale was going on. But this is, it's licensed by Dreams Time, and it's 175 by 210. It's 30 colors. It's not full coverage, so you're not stitching that background. And I'm doing this on a, let me see. I'm doing this on, I don't know the count, is it 18? Yeah, 18 count white opalescent Aida, two strands full cross. And my goal for this is to finish it. And I'm currently at 9.92%. I have 900 stitches done out of 9,071. So I know I won't get the goal done, but I'll bring this with me and work on it. I think I can get a lot of it done. The only thing I'm not sure about is because I'm on white, I'm debating if that's not what I wanted. I'm debating on if I'm going to do that white circle, or I might just change the color. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably talk to my mom about it or something. I don't know if I'm gonna do that white circle below because it's on white, and I'm not doing white on white. That's just dumb. You're not gonna see it. Okay, because the white that's in his sleeve is outlined by black. So maybe I could just do an outline of black on it. I don't know. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 20, plus my other 7. That's 27 projects. A lot of those I can bring with me. I think I'm gonna stop there. I pulled 20 projects, so I pulled 5 extra. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. I think that's gonna be plenty for me to take with me. So like I said, I'll film when I come back for my trip. Hopefully I have a lot to show. I'm super excited. I'm hoping I get a lot of stitching in. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. So take care, everybody. Happy stitching. Enjoy the next 2 weeks. If you're in the US, I hope you enjoy your 4th of July holiday. And until I see you again, talk to you guys later. Bye.